Morning, everybody. Grand rising, my sister Sarah Moonchild in the house. Hello, sister. And Krista in the house. Good morning, ladies. Good morning. Oops, I forgot to hit start over here. How is everybody on this wonderful Monday? I know this is your day, right, Miss Sarah Moonchild? Monday being named after the moon day, right? And especially after that full moon. That amazing full moon energy that we experienced over the weekend. And still experiencing, I should say right now, like it just, came in for the weekend and left town now. Bye. Still hanging out with us, that amazing energy, right? Helping us to release and dig deep, letting go of some things, which is such perfect timing with what we are talking about here on the Morning Brew. Good morning, Gina. Good morning, Grand Rising sister. So welcome, everybody. If you're new, welcome, welcome, welcome. My name's Earth Angel Jamica. It is a blessing and an honor to have you. Thank you for being here. This is the space, place, and time where we set our intention to focus on the art of self-care, nourishing ourselves, mind, body, and spirit. Taking an hour out of our day to really focus on ourselves, our energy, learning ourselves. And we are moving into week 3 of our 8-week series, Master Your Energy, where we are talking about our chakras, how to understand what they are about, how they work for us, work within us, and what it looks like when they're balanced, and learning the tools that we can use to help bring us into alignment and stay in alignment. A daily practice, a daily spiritual practice, and that's what we're focusing on today. So, hi, Josephine. It's so good to see you, sister. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Guys, I was running around trying to get everything together because I'm running behind this morning. It's one of, Moon Day is not usually my day. Y'all know that because I'm the Sunday girl. I am a sun baby, 100%, 100-fold. And so this full moon energy is always interesting to me because I kind of do the opposite of the full moon as some do, or maybe, I don't know, just my how I resonate in my energy with the moon is because I'm a sun baby. When the moon is full, it's like I do the opposite. I sleep good. I sleep more. I'm super tired. My energy feels a little more drained. The no moons when it's super dark and the sun's it's weird. It's an interesting dance. But I've learned that over the years, getting to know my body and recognizing this and honoring it with my energy system along the way, rather than trying to resist it like we talked about on Friday. I used to be, when a full moon would come along, oh my gosh, it was like my energies would be so out of whack and so just felt so crazy. I didn't understand how to deal with them because I didn't understand my own energy, right? As I understand me and learn me, Now I use them to my advantage. These moons come in, I understand, okay, I do need a little more rest. And that's the art of self-care. I need to honor that, give myself more rest. Understand this is time of releasing, and this is how my energy system releases, is by resting and allowing the energy of the moon to pull this energy out and let go, right? So, Gina, me too. I get so tired. Yeah, some of us get tired, and then some of us get the opposite. Some of us get the opposite. They get, wide awake and full of energy, and that's okay too. Like, we honor that and understand that's your creative time. It's very important that we understand our pattern, because we understand how to step into our creative passion, our creative flow, what we're actually here. Hi, Haley. Welcome, welcome. It's good to have you here. What our passions are, to me, what I believe part of our life purpose is to be here, who we are, our unique self, really understand ourselves, right? Speaking of that, we also focus on the spiritual laws, right? The 4 spiritual laws of prosperity, which are tithing, goals, forgiveness, and life purpose. I went out of order there. Tithing, forgiveness, goals, life purpose is how we go in the order each day. So today we're talking about tithing. And really right now, especially during this series, I believe tithing, for me, what I've learned over time, there's been lots of beliefs out there about tithing, and most of the time it was all about money, money, money. And I do believe tithing is a part of it. Money is a part of it, because it's all about our energy flow. But it's about giving back to source, where we're being fed, where we're being spiritually fed, nutrition, where we're being nourished, mind, body, and spirit. Not just spiritually, but mind, body, and spirit. And this temple is our very first vessel. This is our first gift from spirit in order to have a human experience. We are amazing spiritual beings that squeezed all of our energy into this little tiny vessel to come have this experience, right? And human experience. And so we have to learn to master this. This is our purpose here. Understand this energy field, understand us as a human, how our energies work. So that's tithing to ourselves. When we're looking at tithing back, this is the very first this is the first thing. So we have to it's important to take this time to tithe to ourselves, to do meditation, to get to know ourselves. That is tithing back to ourselves. That's tithing back to spirit, saying, thank you for blessing me with this vehicle. Let me understand it more. It's like God handing you a brand new car full of buttons and gadgets and all these amazing things you have, and then you never taking the time to read the manual and understand all the cool things you can do, right? That's what we have here. So, good morning, Victoria. Good morning. So today, I know I'm chatty. I'm chatty today. Like that's abnormal, huh? We're gonna move into this. I just got the little thing from Facebook, so I don't know what I'm saying, Facebook, but okay. Guys, FYI, if you have trouble in Facebook land following, if you get kicked off or shut down or you can't hear whatever, come over and join me in my YouTube channel. I'm also streaming over there, or TikTok. On my TikTok, it's the same as same handle in all the places, Earth Angels, Heaven Sent, because I don't get shut down in those places. They allow me to speak freely about what we're talking about, because that's, So, moving on to the sacral today, the sacral chakra. I want to highlight again really quick with you guys what we talked about in the beginning. What are the chakras? They are our 7 main. We're going to talk about 7 main ones. We have lots of energy centers, but these are our main ones. And this is the way that energy actually operates through our body. It actually comes up from the earth, from the ground, comes upward, right? We talked about this a couple of weeks ago, but I want to highlight, starting in our root chakra, right? And we're kind of, it's because they're the wheels. So if you can imagine like a clock, how inside of a clock, the mechanical wheels of a clock, how it kind of spins the energy through, sews together, right? That is exactly how energy comes up through us, through our chakras, okay? And that's why it's important when we learn about which each one of these chakras represent and how the energy flows through that and how it can affect us, and we learn our chakra system. These are lots of the amazing tools that we can get to really get to know ourselves, really get in there, right? So starting at the root, that's the, like we talked about last week, we were in the root, the basic instinct, the animal instinct, the basic trust, our survival needs starts right there at the base, comes up into our sacral. That's what we're going to talk about this week. We're getting into the sacral. This is the place of emotion. So we come from a place of animal instinct, instinctive, 100% instinctive, into that emotion. This is where we're going to add emotion and creativity. Then it comes up into our solar plexus, right? That's our place of intellect. That's where we add the wisdom, the intellectual. This is actually our place of power. Moves back up into another space of feeling, right? This is divine frequency. This is love, healing energy into our heart chakra. Then it comes out into our communication through our throat chakra. We speak it, speaking it out. Then it comes back up into our third eye, our intuitive sight, our connection, our divine awareness, right? Another vision of it. Then it goes out through our crown, back out into the ethers, out to universe, divine space, right? Out where it recycles back down through the earth and then back up through us, all right? And I'm slowing this way down. You got to imagine too how fast we are. So this is literally every thought, every idea, everything that comes through us. This is how it starts, and in seconds, every thought we have comes through our energy field. That quick, right? That quick. So that's why it's important to keep them clear, cleansed, and activated, and understanding our system, because sometimes we can tag stuff. So something comes through us that we add a resistance to. We had a trauma-based or an experience around it, an emotion or a feeling or a thing, a thought, something along those lines that doesn't resonate with what we want, and we kind of hold on to it rather than letting it go out. Like, let's say we don't speak our truth about it. So instead of speaking it out, we hold on to that energy right here, right? That can start to create imbalances in our energy system because we're resisting the energy than letting it go through. So that's why it's important for us to learn about our energy fields. So this week, we're moving into the sacral. I want to pull up the sacral symbol. Hang on, wrong button. I have so many buttons now over here in Facebook to share with you guys. I'm looking for where did it go? There it is. Okay. Okay. There's the symbol for the sacral chakra. And the symbol is orange with the 6 petals surrounding the center. The circles in the connection with the lotus flower petals represent the cycles of birth, death, and rebirth. The triangulation circles also create a crescent moon shape, which reminds us of the connection between creativity and the phases of the moon. How perfect we're moving into this week, right after coming out of this full moon, right? The colors and the symbols associated with different energy symbols are reflective of the vibration of the chakras. When the ancient Rajesh meditated on the energy of the chakras, these were the colors and symbols that arose in their mind's eye. This chakra is associated with sensuality and creativity. The primal function of this energy center is pleasure and overall enjoyment of life. When the chakra is balanced and functioning properly, we can experience our relationship with ourselves and with the world to feel harmonious, pleasurable, and nurturing. The sacral chakra is associated with the element of water. The water element is all about flow, flexibility, freedom of expression when it comes to emotions and sensuality. This energy center, when balanced, offers direct access to flow, flexibility, and fun. In working with this chakra, you will be able to address your relationship with others and yourself. Personally, you can discover that you have unlimited creative power. You'll know how to cultivate a healthy relationship to pleasure, and you'll gain insight into your default reactions and deepest emotions, and learn how to sit with the depth of your feelings. You will more freely express your wants, needs, and emotions with others. And you will also learn how to express yourself more skillfully and how to begin setting healthy boundaries. This is a big one, guys. So buckle up, right? This is the chakra um, of emotion. This is the place of expression. This is the place of creativity, of tapping into that creative. Miss Mara, good morning, my beautiful sister. I'm so happy to see you here. I was just thinking about you, girl. You heard the sonar over the weekend. I love it. um, so yeah, guys, this is important, right? This is the place where when this is in alignment, right? We have these healthy relationships. We're able to set these healthy boundaries. We're able to understand our own emotion. This is something that I personally feel. We talked about it in our root chakra. We really got into there, where that starts from our childhood, our birthing. And, this chakra is one where we're kind of taught to not always honor our own emotions. A lot of us, I believe, when we're younger, I think we're coming into some new generations where we're allowing our children to really express their emotions and who they are more freely. But I came from a generation where I wasn't allowed that as a child. I was more always trying to make myself feel a certain way because people around me were telling me that I was supposed to feel a certain way, or I was supposed to act a certain way, or I wasn't supposed to feel that way about this person or that person, these types of things. So I taught to not trust that in there, right? From the gate. So this is a retraining for me. This is why it's important that I go in. For me, it's what started me on this journey, and learn myself. And like it said in here, this is the place where we can get clues for deep rooted emotions and patterns that we have within ourselves that perhaps we didn't recognize. This is how these blocks come up. Okay. Um, for me, the best way to explain this is I was taught that you don't cry. I grew up from a very male dominant family, in a very male dominant world, where men didn't cry, boys didn't cry, you didn't show your emotion. I believed growing up most of my life, to be honest, I didn't really think that boys had any feelings. I believed boys did not have feelings. And in order to be a tough person, you had to not have feelings. Like that was a thing. And I looked up to my father. My father was a very important role model in my life. And he was a tough guy. He didn't cry. You don't cry. You don't cry. You don't cry. And I had a brother, and my brother, he would even make statements to my little brother about, boys don't cry. Boys don't cry. So I would always try not to cry. I didn't cry. So how many years of not crying? That's where I stored all of that emotion, was right into that area. That's where it was all stored, because it's got to go somewhere, right? So instead of being in the flexibility, being in the flow, allowing myself to have an emotion, to feel the times to let the tears come, happy or sad, whatever the emotion was, I learned to stuff. And many of us have, but it's okay, because when we learn to come into this and what these signs are and these symptoms, right? We start to learn these tools. That's why we talk about the tools, coming into balance, doing meditations, learning our chakra systems, using crystals, using oils, using foods in our environment. These are all things that we can do, retraining our thought to bring ourselves right back into alignment to our original blueprint, where we're supposed to be, which is about enjoying life, enjoying being in the flow, really being able to freely express ourselves, being able to connect to our creativity, being able to set healthy boundaries. Um, these are important, right? Spirits nudged you. I love it. And you listened, my sister. Okay, so sacral signs. So here are some signs that your sacral could be out of balance. Sexual and reproductive issues. I'm just throwing this out there, personal note, because I can. It's my business. I can share it if I want, right? I wound up having a hysterectomy 15 years ago. Think I stored a lot of emotion there, guys. And I'll tell you what, here's the kicker. When they went in there, all the pain, all the issues I had in there, my doctor was like, things have got to be horrible in there. Let's just get everything out, be done with it. Because I experienced some major issues. My root and sacral were very out of balance. Let me tell you, my whole chakra system was very out of balance. And after they took everything away, took it all out, my doctor was like, wow, we were really surprised, because everything looked like there was really nothing that horrific happening in there, but the pain I was going through, the pain was real, guys. So for me, knowing what I know now, just speaking for myself, that was all emotions that I was storing in there that I had to do the work and get rid of anyway. Ripping that out didn't help me per se. Looking back, I think I could have. If I would have known better, I could have done different, but I didn't. So, but that's why I'm passionate about teaching it and getting in touch with, right? So that was just me, not again, that and I might have still had to have that done. I'm not saying I did it, but I'm just because I'm not. This is none of this is to replace any medical assistance. See your doctors. I'm not here to like interfere in any of that. Like I strongly believe these are just symptoms that we can use along with to complement our health, to bring about complementary health to what we're going through. Urinary problems, kidney dysfunctions, hip, pelvic, or lower back pain, inability to express emotion and desire. That was my big one. I still, I still practice this. This is where one of my practice zones is constantly. Constant fear of betrayal. So if we have any of these are just some of those little signs, little things. If we have these types of emotions or things going on, these could be signs that we have something out of balance in that area. Okay. So that's it for today. Good morning, Patty. Hi, my beautiful Auntie Kelly in the house. I love you, Auntie. Hello, hello. All right, guys. That's it for the sacral for today. Just talking a little bit about, and it is actually, I thought that was it, but no, it's not. Hang on. I'm not done. We all know better. We know better, right? I wanted to bring up. So that was the symbol. So this is the I feel chakra. I feel. Um, the root, I am. Sacral, I feel. I am, I feel. These are clue words too, even in how we talk to ourselves, talk to others, just especially though in here, like what's going on. If we hear some of these words, these can be kind of trigger words in our own vocabulary to give us an idea of where maybe we could do some meditation work going in and feeling where this is coming from. Okay. So I do want to share with you guys, make sure you are here on, well, every day. Make sure you're here every day. Tomorrow, we're going to go into some foods that we can eat to help support the chakra. So I love starting out with just that, right? This is some of the simplest things that we can do to help bring ourselves into balance. Diet. That is the number one diet, the things we're putting in our body, right? So we're going to talk about some foods. We're going to talk about some of the essential oils that we can use because we know essential oils, right, are the most concentrated part of plants, and plants are herbal goodies are good for us. Loving all of the chakra teaching. Looks like I have to catch up and place you now in your week 3. Many blessings. Oh, blessings to you, Josephine. Blessings to you, hun. And yes, if you go back, I do believe I have it set up in a playlist, but I'm learning the Facebook, and I think they just keep changing it every time I turn around. But if you go back through, you can see the list. Over on the YouTube page too, I do have it on the watch list, the Masters of Energy series. And we started talking week 1 about the tools in the chakras. Last week was the root, now the sacral, of course. So blessings to you. Victoria, thank you. Miss Victoria switched over to the YouTube channel, guys. So just a FYI, if you're a YouTuber, go check out the YouTube channel, flip over there, subscribe, like. You can see the graphics over there, and I'm not getting the interruption happening. So, okay. So where I was going to go though, okay. So next week, tomorrow we're going to go into that to just nutrition. On Wednesday, we're going to talk about yoga, meditation, and breathing. You guys, I have an exercise that we're going to do on Wednesday. So be here. If not, if you can't be here and participate at the time, if you're at work or somewhere else, make sure you come back and rewatch Wednesday for sure. Even just the very beginning, because when we're talking about the chakra, because we're gonna I'm gonna have you guys do a quick little 5-minute meditation. Have a pen and paper handy. You might want to have one anyway, just kind of keep notes with this stuff, but you can always come back and rewatch again. But have a pen and paper handy, because I'm going to have you, if you're interested and would like to, anybody that would like to participate in a quick little 5-minute meditation, walk you guys through a little breathing exercise, and then asking you a few questions and allowing you to do what just a chaotic writing is what we're going to call, like what it's called. I'll ask the question, you'll have a pen and paper there, and you'll just write the first thing that comes. And it's just one, 2-word answers. You know, it doesn't have to be giant paragraphs. Chances are you'll get a giant download, could happen, but just writing a few words that'll bring you back to, because it's there, it'll come up, and this is going to really help you guys to dive into this chakra and maybe reveal some things within yourself that you can start working towards bringing into balance. Because this is the one that's all about fun, right? And enjoyment in life. This is really what we're here to experience. So it's important to get this one in alignment. Start looking at this one. Okay. So thank you, Victoria. Thank you. So yeah, that I wanted to make sure we shared, or I touched bases on that before we move on. It's 9 o'clock. So we've been chatting for a half hour. Time to move on to our food for thought. Because here on the Morning Brew, right, we nourish ourselves mind, body, and spirit. Focusing on those 4 spiritual laws of prosperity. Today is tithing. And I don't have my cards here yet. So let me go grab cards. I'll be right back. 1 second. All right. Here we go. Now, thank you guys for sharing and helping me. Normally I get to go in and share, but this morning I didn't get a chance. And the likes and the follows and the shares and invites and letting your friends know and all that good stuff. Thank you guys so much. So part of my spiritual practice that I like to extend and share with you, like I said, it's all about food for thought. To quote Wayne Dyer, change your life, change your thinking, change your thought. I'll get this out correctly, but if I'm going to quote, I better do it right. Sorry. Change your thought, change your life. When we start to examine a lot of those thought patterns, even like for me, right? Talking about in this sacral, right? That's where I stored a lot of this thought that it wasn't tough and cool to cry, to store this. That was a thought that was kind of held down into that part of that emotion, the thought pattern, right? So the first thing I had to change in order to release that was my belief that I wasn't allowed to cry. I had to change the thought to even be allowed to bring this release in, right? So that's why it's important that we do look at our thought patterns, where our thought patterns are coming from. Do they really resonate? Is this something that really works for me? Is that working out for me so well? Not so much. I thought it was working out for me for a long time until I faced the fear of releasing it. For me, I had so much emotion built up that I was pretty sure if I allowed myself to start crying, that dam would break and I would never stop. But I had to actually go into that a few times and understand that I did stop and I'm still standing, and I felt better and lighter, and really like it was a difference, and it was like, okay, this is, so the changing the thought, the action, change the belief, right? So it's important to look at those. I like to share with you guys out of the Science of Mind magazine. This is my food for thought that I go with on a daily basis. It is a monthly subscription that I get in the mail. I get it from scienceofmind.com, so you can get your own subscription if you're interested. Highly recommend it. This is, we talk about having tools around us to help support our energies. And this is one of the tools I think is just a beautiful, any kind of, books by inspiring people, any type of inspirational reading material that you can have around you. Even if you're not reading it all the time, but even having it visible and seeing it, you're reading some of it. You're connecting to these things, whether you're getting it or not. You know those are there too. It's understanding we have lots of tools to keep ourselves in that balance. So this has two quotes by two different people, two different mystics, philosophers, reverends, ministers, things like that. And then a little food for thought. And then we always get a positive affirmation as well. So our first quote today comes from Hugh Prather. We need people to be fully human. We need people to love, to laugh with, to treat tenderly, to trust. Unless there is someone to give my gifts to, whom can I trust with my dreams? And Ernest Holmes quote from The Words That Heal Today. In the long run, everyone who feels love, who loves, is loved. All who give joy receive it back. Amazing. We're talking literally, we're going into the sacral, the energy system, center of joy, of happiness, talking about tithing. Amazing how it's always in alignment. Kind of blows me away. Lou was a college professor who created a class called Love. He developed a close relationship with one of the students, and then she stopped coming to class. When he inquired, he found out she had committed suicide. He told one of his colleagues that while in her school life, she had been taught history, math, and other subjects. He wondered if she had been taught about love, if she would have committed suicide. We all have difficult people in our life. Treating them with love isn't always easy. Mary reminds us that when someone's upsets us, we can pause and ask God, how can I get over this and return love? Difficult people give us opportunity to decide who we want to be when the going gets tough. If we want a society that is more loving and accepting, we need to become more loving and accepting. We change the world one consciousness at a time. Stephanie writes that people often get nasty when they feel guilty or uncomfortable, and they try to make the other person into the bad guy. She suggests that the next time you are tempted to hurt another person, ask yourself, what's my motive here? Making someone else feel small, bad, or wrong is always more about us than it is about the person we are attacking. As Rumi wrote, out beyond ideas of wrongdoings and right doings, there is a field. I will meet you there. I like that. Out beyond the idea of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I will meet you there. I love that. Love that. Interesting, we're talking about the sacral, loving, letting go. We're coming into this emotion, looking at these patterns, looking at these things. We have the full moon that we're dealing with, this emotional release. This is the sacral chakra connected. The sacral is connected to the moon energy, the water, the releasing. Loving and accepting, right? If we want to have love and acceptance in our life, we have to become those things. How perfectly divine with what we're doing, going in, taking a look at these chakras, clearing, cleansing, releasing, forgiveness, letting go, getting in the flow. bringing that gentle, loving kindness. We're talking about tithing to here, right? Ourselves, that love, that gentle, unconditional love. Working on healing your heart chakra. That's awesome. Good job. We're going to move up to the heart chakra 2 weeks from now. Every week we are going into each chakra and really digging deep into that chakra. And this week we're starting on the sacral. So it's perfect. Perfect timing. I'm so glad you're here. Good morning, my beautiful sister. Good morning. Slow going this morning too. There's a few of us in that mode today for sure. Thank you for the follow, sweetheart. Yeah, few of us in that mode today, but that's okay. We're going with the flow. We're loving ourselves, right? Kindness, gentleness, like we just talked about, right? Kindness, gentleness. I love Jesus has been coming in so much over the past few weeks because he is all about that unconditional love, you know, releasing, letting go of these old wounds, the old things, clearing out house. So our affirmation for today is, today I remember Jesus's words to love my neighbor as myself. I bless everyone I meet, and I know they are God expressing in all wonder and glory. If we can just stop and take that clue, you know, just like it was talking about up here, you know, when we're motivated, why are we motivated? If we're motivated to lash out, that is a trigger for us to stop and look within and say, okay, what is it within me that this is triggering? Because it comes within. It's not about out here, right? It's using the mirror like we talk about all the time. We're using the mirror. Everyone we're looking at is the mirror. But if we see something wrong out there, like I see something wrong right there, see something wrong with that. Let me see if I can, but I, right? We can't touch the reflection. We can't change the reflection. But we can look at that reflection and go, okay, there's something here. Oh, wait a minute. It's right here. It's right here. Oh, it's right here. It's right here that I need to do a little cleansing and clearing. That's the smudge I'm seeing in the reflection. It's not the reflection. It's here. It's tricky. It's like a house of mirrors. We're living in a house of mirrors. But really, it's just the illusion when we learn to use it, the tools, that's a tool. We understand that's a tool for us, right? It's a tool. So, divine, we're talking about tithing. Again, back to tithing being our way to pay back. And it's not even a pay back. Let me rephrase that. Back it up, Jamaica. It's our way to gift back to Great Spirit, God, Source Energy, universe, whatever it is, you know, there's many names. The one that it's our way to gift back and say, I recognize that I'm spiritually being nourished, that I am being nourished in all ways, that I'm being taken care of, mind, body, and spirit. So that does mean tithing back in all ways, tithing our time, tithing our energy, tithing anything that comes through us. We're the conduit, understanding, tithing back to where we're fed. Just like in the garden, you know, if we go out and we harvest everything from the garden and we don't tithe back the seeds to the garden, we're not going to reproduce more seeds and more fruit. And it's part of how the cycle goes. But the amazing part is no matter how hard we try, we cannot outgift spirit. And I love the garden is the best way to illustrate that is because you do take one seed. If you take one seed and you plant it in the garden, what does it produce and give back to you? It gives you back a bunch of fruit. But what is inside of that fruit? Usually hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of seeds. So not only do you get multiple fruits, but multiple seeds given back to you for one planted. Every one that you give back, that 1%, 10%, right? One. It's the one. Every one back, you get 100 back. So it's about understanding, not saying, oh, I'm getting and I expect to get this back, but understanding that this is where I'm nourished in spirit. This is part of being in that flow, right? It's being in the flow of the sacral, what we're talking about, when we're in the flow. Okay, guys, so we're going to move into spirit talk, spirit talk, spirit talk, spirit time. Pulling from the cards, first cards that jumped out. Of course, we're in the orange chakra, right? Place to understand that it's not our place of power, but it is the place of our power of creativity. This is where the main creative power source, the main power source, the main power source for our creativity is stored right in that sacral. Hence why it's important to have creative ways to express ourselves and multiple ways to express ourselves in creative form. So awesome to see so many people I haven't seen in a while. My beautiful Nina Bean. Hi, babe. How are you? How are you doing? Oh, you're so sweet. I love you, hon. Let's chat. We need to chat. I'm available today. I'm in the office. Oh, look at those cards just come flying out for us today. All right, guys. So this is a collective. You know how this works. If universe has you here, if you've been brought here, if you're hanging out here, if you're back here later watching the replay, there is a reason that you are here. Spirit has a message for you if you're open to receive it. That's the way it works. Everything in our life is a sign, is a message. It's a matter of us being open to see it, receive it, process it, understand it, read it, learn to read the energy, right? I'm okay. How are you? I am doing fabulous. I am doing really, really good. Super, super good. Um, I love it. So, talking about tithing back to ourselves, we're doing the work of the sacral this week. And the first card coming in is a major arcana. Okay. This is Epiphany. Epiphany. This card is talking about joy. Wait, this is the chakra of joy? Yeah, joy. And this is a place of spiritual growth. And it's talking about meditation, through meditation. So, really literally, and this is so in alignment because like what did I shared with you guys, if you weren't here, I'll repeat it. Wednesday, we're going to be doing a small little meditation, right? We talk about yoga, meditation, exercise, connecting, where I'm going to walk you guys through, have a pen and paper handy, asking some questions to get some epiphanies in this area, to get some ideas of some patterns and maybe look at some things a little differently in our life, how we can do some shifting in our thoughts and our beliefs and our energy fields by doing that. Literally this card's talking about answers coming through meditation. So you don't have to wait till Wednesday. Take the time now. Take the time to sit and practice. Get yourself a spiritual practice. Find a form of meditation. Find a way to connect to you. This is about tithing. This is about self-care. If we look at tithing to ourselves, we get 24 hours in a day. 10% of that 10% is 2.4 hours of nourishing ourselves, giving ourselves proper nourishment, mind, body, spirit, making sure. So, and that now we're going to take off the table sleep. I want you to just remove that because that's just should be that is in there because it's part of it, but that's not. It is part of tithing to ourselves, but we're not going to count that in that 2.4. Okay. 2.4 of actual giving yourself time to sit down and have a proper meal, nourishing yourselves, consciously nourishing yourself, doing a form of meditation, doing a form of exercise, doing some conscious thought study where you're doing consciously positive reading and consciously, positive books and educating, things like that, nourishing mind, body, spirit. 2.4 hours out of each day is not asking that much. Think about it. I mean, Even if you have 3 meals a day, that's 1.5 hours. Just giving yourself a half hour to sit and properly eat a meal, actually allow yourself to chew and digest rather than be on the go, go, go and do, right? Allowing to sit and eat. Um, just sitting in that quiet time, reading a book, taking an hour to read a book. Really not that much, guys. Really, it's not. And this is where, right? This is major changes happening. This is a major life arcana. When our major arcanas come up, this is about big stepping stones, big things that can make big shifts in our lives if we're open and wanting. Good morning, Samantha. Good morning. Good morning. So good to see you. So, I love the King of Gabriel's coming in, right? The King of Gabriel. So Gabriel, guys, Archangel Gabriel. First off, archangels are what we call omnipresent. Means that they are ready, willing, and available to be there to assist each and every one of us simultaneously. I can call, you can call, they can call, and it's not taking any of their energy from anybody, anywhere, anytime. They can be everywhere all the time. They also won't interfere. They honor free will choice to a T. But if we ask, because they do honor that free will choice, they can hop in and really assist us in whatever it is we need assistance with. Okay. And Gabriel's all about creativity. He's all about creativity. He's about being creative. When I work with Gabriel, literally the color orange is the color. I see the angels in vibration, frequency, color. It's kind of hard to explain how we see energy. Those of us that see energy understand what I'm saying, but it's definitely orange. I know when it's orange, it's him. Like it's a vibe, it's a feeling. I definitely feel their energy, how what they radiate at. That tells me, and then color. And so he's definitely in that orange too, which is the color we're working in this week, right? Color, color, color. Happy birthday! Whose birthday? Hi, Kelly. Hi, Kelly. Is it your birthday, Kelly? Who did I miss? Hang on. Samantha. Oh, there it is. Happy birthday, Samantha. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. I love it. Get creative today. Go play. Play, 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 play. Gabriel says so. Keep your eye on the big picture, leaving the details to others. Experience that leads to success. So he's saying, now's the time to dive in for yourself. Don't worry about what's happening around you. Let everyone else, they can figure their details out for themselves. It's time to let everyone else figure out the details for themselves. This is a card saying that this is an overall view, right? It's easy for us to get caught up in our concern for others, our want to help others, to where we get a little sidetracked by using those tools, those reflections of us wanting to do for others, thinking that it'll help us in here, but really we've got to come in here and do this because we're getting a reflection, right? So not that we can't reach out and help others, but we can only do it by showing them really how to, right? We do it by our example, by leading, by doing the work and fixing it in here, and recognizing that that is a sign for us to know there's some work that we can do in here. And as we do it, we can lead by example. And then that person over there that's looking back, if they're getting the same reflection that you're getting, now they can see how they can also change the image, right? They get an idea of it. So call on Gabriel right now. Ask Gabriel to assist you. Call on Archangel Gabriel, asking him to assist you in this sacral chakra work. Did you guys, anybody, I'm just curious, did anybody over the weekend go and get your rock? Did anybody go get any of the challenges? I just wanted to share with you guys. I set my intention yesterday. I wanted something from the earth. I was out walking and I was just look down. Look down and look at this beautiful, I really no idea what it is, but it has the oranges and the deep reds within it. The vibe of it is super, grounding, connection. So if you want to, Jamaica Wallace, I can share what I shared with you yesterday. Please do. We have Miss Kelly Jones sent me an email. And I was waiting for you. I'm glad you're here because I want you to share your excitement, your news. Um, she had an experience through this, and this is what this is what it's about, right? We are one, and as we share our experiences, how we grow, the things we discover, some of these patterns, what we feel comfortable with sharing, but we can help others that maybe are experiencing these same things. Thank you so much for the roses over there. I love roses. Thank you. um if you can, yes, share it. I can actually even pop it on the screen, so I believe I can do that, which would be fabulous. We are one. We are all teachers. Absolutely. Absolutely. We are all teachers. We are all students. I'm pretty sure once we've figured it all out, we won't be here in this anymore. We'll have transitioned on up and out of here. Until then, stay tuned. Oh, and I wanted to share, this is what I found too. I also was gifted this tree of life. So talk about the roots, right? We were wrapping up yesterday, getting ready to move into the sacral chakra work, and I was gifted with this beautiful tree of life to remind me of those roots, right? Those roots. For Orange Rock today, we just had a hurricane. Oh yeah, now's the time to get out there and explore. After the storms, Mama Earth brings us so many good treasures. Um, and I like to practice. So what I was taught along my journeys from my mentor, one of my mentor, is if you take something, you leave something. Always from the earth, bless it first and ask it first. Ask that stone. There's been several, and I'm telling you, there's been a few times since I've learned this from my mentor, but that I've had to leave behind some really beautiful stones that I really would have liked to have, but they didn't want to come with me. They weren't ready. That wasn't their experience. And so I always do. I pick them up and ask them, would you like to come with me? And then if they do, I always leave a little spit. I'll either spit, or if I have, if I do have a hair or something along, but usually it's a spit. You take something, you leave something, of a little, like it's energy exchange. It's a little energy exchange. So yeah, after the storms, that's the best time to go out, and so I definitely always ask though, would you like to come? Do you want to come with me, or you want to stay here now? And sounds a little wacky, but everything's energy. I believe everything is I know everything's energy, and we can read it. We can feel that vibe of it. So Bobby Brady had to return his stone on Brady Bunch since then I always taught that. So, yeah, it's they do have their own I mean, again, this is how we know crystals and stones do help us in balancing our energy, because they do carry a certain frequency, and usually of that energy field, they carry that frequency. Certain ones that'll help to bring that into balance. They're vibrating on that same. That's how like sound bowls work. They bring us into the vibration of the alignment with it, right? Our body into the alignment with it. Not just take leave with the earth, but with all on the earth. Yes. I think I understand that. We really are one. I'm waiting for Miss Kelly Jones I think she's probably typing her experience. Oh, she said if I want to, I could. Okay, let me. Hang on a minute here. No momento. Okay, so I just want to make sure I don't like so basically, well, I don't want to mess it up. Now, were you getting it would be better if I could just pull you on here and have you come on and share your experience. That would be really the best way to do it. But basically, what Kelly shared with us, with me, I believe it was through meditation, is that she got a major download over the weekend, just a major download about her roots and how important it is for her, like what her purpose is here in these roots, like with the meditation of the roots and how it's her purpose, part of her purpose is basically kind of like what we talked about last week is the vision I got of it when you said it is, when we look at the roots, right? The roots of our family, we're connected to all of these old our ancestors. This is where our ancestral all of that old energy lies is creating the tree up top, right? The roots are what's always forming this up here. And so we get to come in and look at these roots and take a look at maybe some of these unhealthy roots, some of our ancestral rootage that wasn't in alignment with healthy, vibrant way of being that we want to be. And that's what she got in her download, that this is her time to come in and mend these roots, to heal these roots, and she's doing that, and by her doing that, that she's changing the structure, the down to the core of her family line, that the tree, the ancestral energy is being transformed and healed. Those roots that maybe were not as healthy are becoming healthy now. I hope I did that justice with what with your story, hun. um and I would love to have you come on one day, maybe even Friday of this week, or even, if you have another day. Friday is question and answer. We get through the chakra and then we have any questions or experiences. If you have any experiences along the way that has helped you, I think it's important to share because that's what helps us all to elevate to see, like, not a like, oh, well, if she did it, I can too. But hey, yeah, you know what? If she did it and she did it and she did it, maybe I can do this too. You know what? That story resonates with me. That's exactly how I felt. And I didn't think I could face these emotions. But you know what? I can do it. I felt like I was going to drown if I ever let myself cry. I can relate to that. But she did it and she's still standing here. So, well, maybe I could give it a try. It gives us the strength and the courage to step into um, our power, which is chakra we're talking about. This is the place of coming into our power of creativity, understanding really how powerful we are as creators. So I hope I did that justice, Miss Kelly. I hope, my dear. All right, guys, we are at 9:30. It's time for us to call it a wrap. Tomorrow morning, we will be back here, same bat time, same bat channel. We're going to continue diving into the sacral chakra. We're going to talk tomorrow, like I said, about some foods that we can start introducing into our diet to help balance that. Kind of amazing how just a balanced diet will help bring our chakras in balance, help us to understand our energy field. So very important looking at our foods, eating whole foods, non-processed, non-GMO, organic, um, all important, okay? All important. Um, and then Wednesday, we're going to do that little meditation. So I want to give a couple days to get the word out there. Make sure you guys are here for Wednesday. Have a pen and paper. I'm going to walk you through a little quiet meditation. You can close your eyes and just sit with yourself for a minute, a little breathing exercise, and then have you just do some questions. It's going to be insightful. It's about you getting into asking yourself and just looking at like not trying to filter your answer to what you want it to be, but just letting the first thing that comes, being in touch with your higher self and letting yourself really get in touch with how you feel about some certain things. Bringing some things to the surface to shift, and then use these tools to start changing things around. So be there for that, guys. Um, and then Friday, questions and answers and experiences. Hopefully, maybe we can get Miss Kelly on Friday to share her experience a little more, because it's always better coming from the person than I can do justice of it. I know I hope I did justice for it, but I believe you could do a better justice with your own story. I'd love to hear it. Or anybody else. Anyone else that's doing this work, that's doing this along the way. If you have an experience you want to share, um, or any ideas, any of that, please, like, this is about building. That's the whole point of this space, place, and time, is to encourage and build and nourish each other. So all right, guys, we're gonna call it a wrap. Just an FYI, also, I am opening officially my store in Grants Pass, Oregon on September the 1st. So, or my space, I should say. I don't want to say store, my space. So I will be having Reiki sessions available in person. Of course, I still have my Reiki available at distance. So if you're not in Oregon or Grants Pass, not a problem. You can still book your appointment with me. I definitely can do distance Reiki sessions, distance healing, which is actually one of my preferred ways, and a lot of my clients' preferred ways, because you get to stay in the comfort of your own home and relax. And they are just very clearing, cleansing, relaxing, gentle cleansing of the energy systems. I help to activate, help give you some ideas of some areas where there might be some imbalances, and more in-depth ideas of how to help yourself out with that. And so that's available on my website, is now up and going. So the link is on my Facebook page, and I'm actually going to link it here on my TikTok too, so you guys can go right there to book a session. You can also book readings. Not only are my Reiki sessions available there, but I also have my readings available through there as well. So you can go in there and schedule an intuitive reading. I have 30-minute session, 60-minute sessions, and then Reiki distance or in person available through there. So check it out. I'm also running a special right now for the grand opening. Anybody that schedules your appointment now, go ahead and book it and get scheduled. You receive $10 off, and it is for in person or distance. So I'm leaving that open for everybody. So now's the time. Get yourself booked before September 1st. That's only going till the 1st. And I'm going to have a small commercial thing up. I'm working on all that this week. I'm in the office all week working on all the advertisement and getting everything up and going and ready. So my beautiful sister Melody, welcome, sweetheart. I am so excited. You guys, there's so many faces that I haven't seen in so long. I am like, yay. It's so great too, because, well, I'll surprise you guys with it, but I know there's going to be some evening meditative type shows coming. I've been getting some downloads on that. It's just putting it together. So, and I was thinking of all of you guys when I was thinking about that, because I was like, that would be a good idea, Spirit, because, you know, there's some that we haven't been able to see in so long. And a lot of them, it's because you guys work, I know, and the work schedules keep you from being here. So, gonna start doing some evening shows again, so I can see everybody's amazing let me rephrase, I don't get to see your faces, but I can feel everybody's amazing energy, connect with everybody a little more. So, okay, I really am zipping in now. Thank you for the follows over there, guys. Sending lots of love and light. If you're not already, come over and check out the YouTube, like, subscribe, follow. That is a place where I tend to. Thank you, Victoria, for being over there, hun. A place where I don't get as much interruption. The stream seems to flow very well over there. It's very aligned with its sacral chakra. It's cool. I'm being silly now. Okay. I love you all. So yeah, same handle, Earth Angels Heaven Sent, across the board, my Instagram, my TikTok, my YouTube, my Facebook, all across the board. Everything's the same. So come over, like, follow, share. Let your friends know. Thank you for helping us to grow and expand. I love you all, and I will see you back here tomorrow morning. Bye-bye. And stay tuned for affirmations. Affirmative, affirmative.